Okay, only like 5 of you asked for it, but I am very tired, so here's a tutorial for how to build Toa Meat Slinger. The first step is to get Toa Benjamin Tenjamin out of here. We don't need him. Goodbye. So now we've just got Slinger. I barely remember how I built him, so I'm just going to partially disassemble him one piece at a time. The second step is to notice that there's blood on your hand for some reason. It's probably not important how it got there. Go wash it off. Okay, so let's start with the forearm. You will need pieces. These. Step one is to look at the forearm you didn't disassemble for reference because you don't remember how you did it the first time. The biceps and forearms are mirror images of one another. You'll need to make 2 of each. They're simple enough to reverse, and I don't feel like doing this twice in a row. So you take a hand socket. What is this thing? A throwbot foot? Whatever. You put it on the hand socket. I think it goes this way. Wait, no, it goes this way. Then you put this 1.5L Technic pin in the throwbot foot. Wait a minute. The next step is to realize that you had it right the first time. Turn it back around. Next, you take a Toa Mata foot and one of those 3L axles with a stud on the end. The hand socket goes in the heel. A bit of the axle sticks out, so cover it with a Technic bushing. Next, you need one of those perpendicular axle connectors. Align it with the pinhole in the foot and secure it with another stud axle. This one gets a bushing too. It's going to wiggle. That's fine. Put a third stud axle in the middle of the foot. No bushing for this one. Next, you need a double-sided pin/axle. Make sure to use a white one to flex on LJ. Then drop it and go pick it back up because you're so tired that your hands are shaking. Okay, the pin axle thing goes in the hand socket. Okay, then take a Vizorek foot and snap it onto the pin. This will de-wiggle the axle connector. Okay, next you need a 0.5L Technic bushing. They don't actually come in this color. This one is a bootleg piece. Fight me. Then grab a system slope and snap onto the studs. Congratulations, you have achieved forearm. Place it aside. Okay, now we're moving on to the bicep. These parts. Grab a Hordika neck and whatever this thing is called. Put them together with 2L. Put them together with a 2L axle. Then grab a socket connector. I used the 2008 version because you need a stiff joint here, but I'm out of the 2012 version. The original version doesn't break as easily, but it's not a very tight joint, and the 2008 version is a strong joint, but it's quite fragile. So the next step is to take a moment and consider this interesting paradox, how something so strong could be so delicate. Okay, now you can use that 3L axle. Put a 2L axle on the empty spot of the Hordika neck and put a 0.5L bushing on either side. It serves no function, but it looks cool. Then put one of these disc wheel things on the 3L axle and cover it with another bushing. And the last piece is one of those little magenta spikes. Congratulations, you have achieved bicep. Okay, put that over there. The last part of the arm is the hand. You will need some pieces. These ones. Start with a stud axle. Put a tiny bushing up against the stud. Follow it with one of these 3-sided axle connectors. Then another bushing, and finally, axle is stored in the balls. Then grab one of these little system cones and put it on the stud. Stick a socket on each of the 3 axles, and stick a Hordika neck on each of the 3 sockets. This is a hand. You have a hand. Hand goes on the forearm goes on the bicep, and you have achieved arm. Place the arms aside so we can move on to the legs. Rip his legs off. Put the torso over there. The legs are identical, so no need to mirror them. Step 1. Foot. Foot is complete. Congratulations. Next is the calf. You will need more pieces. Grab one of those 3L perpendicular pin axle lift arms and impale it with some stud axles. Slide the axles through the pinholes on a Vaki leg section. Grab another lift arm and put a 3L pin through the pinhole. Use a black one, for LJ. Attach the lift arm to the exposed axles on the other side of the Vaki leg. Grab another throwbot foot and stick a perpendicular axle connector onto that axle, then snap it onto the studs. This is a calf. Congratulations. Now it's thigh time. Grab all these parts. Step 1 is to realize that you straight up have no idea how you made these things. Grab the other one for reference. Put a throwbot foot onto this axle and put a stud onto the pinhole. That's simple enough. I know how to do that. Next is, I literally have no idea. This thing is a friggin' puzzle box. Okay, let's say start with a 3L axle and a perpendicular connector. Put a tiny bushing on either side. Put another 3L axle in the exposed hole, then take one of these 4-pin connector things and put it on that axle. Then put a hand socket on the end of the first axle. Then you, wait, I screwed up. Disassemble. Take off the 4-pin thing. Put the socket on first. Okay, then grab the 4-pin thing again, and one of these things, I don't know what it's called, oh gosh darn it. One of these phallic connectors, they make longer ones, but remember, it's not the length that matters. It's the orientation of the axle connector. Okay, snap it onto the pin thing. Man, I love that sound. Okay, put a 2L axle in both of the axle holes and put a 2L thin lift arm on either side. Grab one of these things and put it on the pin thing. I don't know what these are called, but man, I love them. They're shaped like a C, or a U, or an N. Now grab one of these T-shaped things. Wait, no. Grab the socket with the throwbot foot. It goes into the Bionic piece. Secure it with a 2L axle. Okay, we're almost done. We'll get there. Be strong. Grab a 3L thin lift arm and put it on the axle. It's gonna spin a little, but that's... gosh darn it. It's gonna spin, but that's fine. Put a 2L thin lift arm over it. Okay, now you need one of these. I think it's a part of a motorcycle or something. I know they were used as Exoforce armor at some point, from when LEGO had a Weeaboo phase. Okay, see that axle in there? It goes right on the lift arm. Now you have a thigh. Give it a smack. The calf goes in the knee joint, the foot goes on the ankle. Now you have a leg. Make another one. Okay, time for the torso. I am not looking forward to this at all. Okay, step 1. Make one of these. I am so freaking tired. I'm not gonna bother disassembling it. You can figure it out. You're a big boy. I don't care if you're a girl or non-binary. You're my big boy now. And I am so proud of you, sport. Okay, snap that thing in there. This is the abdominal joint. Time for more pieces. These pieces. All these. Start with an axle in the vacupelvis, but leave the middle open. Put some 2L lift arms on a 3L axle. Put that thing in the pelvis. Push the axle all the way through. Put a 3L perpendicular lift arm on either side of the axle. Put a pin in this 2L thick lift arm and put it between the other 2 lift arms. Okay, you now have a pelvis. Put the abdominal joint in the pelvis. I've already hit my quota for phallic jokes, so you're not getting one here. Swivel here. Okay, bottom half done. Where do I even start with this? Okay, this is the wheel. Put a bushing on a 3L axle. Put the axle in the wheel. No, the other side, you idiot. Put a bushing on the other side. You have invented the wheel. Okay, now the chest. Grab one of those old hockey torsos. I don't feel like disassembling the other shoulder. I am so tired. Put a ball joint on the axle. Put a tiny CCBS segment on the ball. The dogs are barking. They do that. This is the neck. The head goes on the neck. The helmet goes on the head. Readjust the camera to get the next step in frame. You need more parts. You always need more parts. Readjust the camera again. Take 2 of these 3L pin axle things and put them in the Hordika neck. Put a Borak eye on the bottom axle and a bushing on the top axle. Snap that thing onto the hockey torso. Make another one. The dogs won't stop barking, but you don't care anymore. You don't care about anything anymore. More pieces, always more pieces. Put a 2L axle in the Borak eye and a 3L lift arm on the axle. Now another axle and another eye. Then, hang on. You think you did this wrong. Disassemble. Try again. But it doesn't work. You can't remember. You just can't remember. Go back to the video and find a frame where it's visible. Okay, that should work. Got it. Disassemble. Try again. Okay, now you have the right configuration. It goes like this. Do the same on the other side. It'll be okay. You don't have to cry. Grab one of these pins with an axle connector. It goes in the middle. Okay, that blasted thing is done. Grab more parts. You never have enough parts. Get a 3L perpendicular connector. Put it in this engine-looking thing. Secure it with a pair of axles. Get one of those double-sided axle connectors. Angle number 5. Mambo number 5, honestly, isn't that bad of a song. You don't know why everyone hates it. Put an axle in Mambo number 5 and connect it to the lift arm in the engine. That's done now. Next section. You can do it. Just a little longer. Again, with the parts, it never ends. Put axles in the socket. Put sockets on the axles. Put pin axles in the sockets. You'd like to be friends with LJ. He seems like a cool guy. LJ, if you're watching this, let's hang out sometime. Put magenta claw things on the sockets. That's the diaphragm joint. It's finished. Wait. I screwed up again. You can't do anything right. Disassemble. Try again. You're just like your father. Flip the socket over. Do it like this. Okay, last section. You're so close. Just be strong. We'll get through this together. Last batch of parts. Believe in yourself. Borak foot, 5L axle, 2L perpendicular lift arm. This one is yellowed with age. We're all aging. Life is long and strange and beautiful. A 3L perpendicular lift arm, a pin, it goes in the lift arm. I don't know what these are called. It's a newer part. It goes on the pin. It probably has a name. I don't know its name. Another Borak foot, another perpendicular lift arm. The balls are stored in the feet. Your thumbs hurt. Try again. The wires are stored in the balls. It's time for the final assembly. We did it. You and I, we did this together. Take the abdomen and the diaphragm joint, snap them together. Take the chest, attach it to the diaphragm joint. Your dog reverse sneezes when he's excited. It's a backwards contraction of the diaphragm. He makes a little snorting noise. It's adorable. Now take the engine and attach it to the back using the exposed axle. Take this back piece that vexed you so and attach it to the perpendicular lift arm. Now take the back and attach it to the front. You're almost there, but it's about the journey, not the destination. It takes some fiddling and finagling and other funny sounding words, but eventually they fit together. Okay, now for the wheel. Simply attach it to the back. Simply attach it to the... You've done something wrong. What have you done wrong? Disassemble. Try again. You've made some mistake along the way. Something isn't right, but you can't find it. The engine goes right here. You know it does. You're certain of it, but why won't it work? You'll find another way. You get up to grab more parts. Always more parts. It never ends. The wheel, disturbed, wobbles as it struggles to reach equilibrium. It just wants to rest, to be still. But you won't let it. You will never rest again. Okay, remember this thing? That thing with no name? You don't need it. Throw it away. Use one of these instead. Put an axle on it. Put it between the Borak feet. Attach the engine. It'll work this time. It has to. Now you can attach the wheel. It fits easily this time. Too easily. It doesn't look right. Something's off. Where did you go wrong? You still have blood on your hands. Disassemble. Try again. The wheel keeps turning, but this time it finally comes to rest. You know what you did wrong. You had it right the first time. Bring back the nameless one, but this time the wheel comes first. Always the wheel. Never ending. Ouroboros. It's time. This is the end. This is the top of the mountain. Readjust the camera. Attach the leg. Attach the other leg. Attach the arms. Cross your fingers and pray to Christian Faber that those fragile 2008 sockets don't crack. Faber blesses you. They remain intact. The final step. Attach the wires to the biceps. He is complete now. He can rest. Like, comment, subscribe.